Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen, and today's video is inspired by Kay's cooking. Yes, Kay's cooking. I was watching her the other day and she made a Hull patty, or an Hull patty, however you like to pronounce it. So I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, are you sure? So I read the comments and Kay breaded hers, and most of the comments who said about how it was done wrong said that it should be battered. So I am going to make Hull patties, two, maybe three, and I'm going to batter them and deep fry them because that's how you get them from the chippy. So dead easy this part, because it's going to be a two-part video because the patties will have to chill before I deep fry. So come on down. Right, in here I've got some mashed potato that has been seasoned with salt and pepper, quite heavily seasoned, and then I have some sage. And all I'm going to do, this has got cold now but doesn't actually matter, is I'm going to add some sage, and you've got to be really generous with your sage. So my mash will probably go a sort of a green colour. In fact, you know what? Can I get my hands in? And the sage is a very underrated herb anyway. So I've got a few bits there that could do with a bit more. Now I've got to get another smaller spoon and see how we go. There we go. So I've got a teaspoon there. Right. Oops. There we go. You can see it's got a sort of a grey green colour. And then all I'm going to do is get my board, and I'm going to take some of the potato, and we're just going to, I mean the ones from the Hull chip shops are much bigger because they then serve them in a bread cake or a balm, or as I would say, a bread roll. So we're just going to get them shaped and chilled. There you go. I said 2 or 3, didn't I? I mean, I haven't made mashed potato especially for this. This is actually mashed potato that was left over from dinner. So in the waste not want not world, there we go. Right, so I now have 3. Let me wash my hands off. Patties ready to rest, and then tomorrow they will be floured, because that's one thing Kay forgot to do. Floured, battered, and you'll see the batter recipe tomorrow, and then they will be fried. So see you in the morning. It'll be overnight for me, but just a second for you. Right then, back to our Hull patties. They have set up overnight in the fridge and they are a lot firmer. So here I have some seasoned flour. It's just plain flour with salt and pepper in. And now we're going to make our batter, and our batter really couldn't be simpler. It is plain flour, baking powder and fizzy water. Now yes, you could use beer, but you know, why waste a good beer? I don't even know if we like these yet. So I've got about 2 good, sorry I can't see what I'm doing, 2 good dessert spoons of plain flour in the bowl. Let's bring you down. And I'm going to add a level teaspoon of baking powder. Get those mixed together. going to go in with some salt and some pepper. Just trying to add some flavour into the batter. I've got my deep fat fryer on. It's preheating to 180C. And then again, pepper. Mix that, and then we're just going to go in with our liquid. As I say, you can use whatever you use, make sure it's cold. So beer, cider, possibly, still water, but sparkling hopefully will give us a little bit more of a fluff, of a crispier batter. Yeah, crispier batter rather than fluff. So we're just going to mix it, and you just mix it until it feels right. I haven't got quantities. You want it to hold to the patty. You don't want it falling off, but you also want it to be, you don't want one clump or two. So let's get this done. Yeah, that looks about right to me. So our patties, as I say, have set up overnight, and what we need to do is coat them in the flour, coat them all over, not just the tops and the bottoms, the sides too. Shake it off. Oh, I resisted doing it, didn't I? I resisted my impression. Wouldn't have been very good anyway. Right. I mean, I think you can see how much firmer they are than yesterday, and I've left these till the last minute to get them out. Right, and now we need to batter and get them in the fryer, which is hot. Now it has reached its temperature, so let's bring you over. So I've got one in. I'm just battering the patties. It's my oil, as I've said, is at 180, and it is oil I'm using. Traditionally up in the Hull fish shops it would be a beef dripping, which again adds even more flavour. So we cover it, we let the excess drip off, and we go into the fryer, and always lay it away from you as you're popping it into the fryer. Right, last one in. We'll let those cook, and I'll turn them and we'll come back. Right, they've had about, time is just going to go on. They've had about 7 minutes, I suppose. Alexa, computer, stop. So let's get them out and obviously drain them. Oh, I nearly dropped that one. Doesn't want to come out, doesn't want to get out of there in a nice hot bath. Right, now switch everything off, fast and safety first. There are our Hull patties. Hopefully the batter is crispy, and I think you can hear that it is. Now they're going to need to rest for a little minute before I attempt to eat it, because it'll burn the roof of my mouth off. So next time you see these, I'll be trying one. Okay, then they've had a few minutes. Just to remind you how they look and how they sound again, let's try a Hull patty. Now, sorry, before I try, as I said before, the inspiration for this recipe came from Kay's cooking. I've done it as I said, having read the comment, they're in batter traditionally, so done it in batter. You don't have to have a deep fat fry. You could fry them in a wok or a deep frying pan. Batter won't really work if you try to shallow fry it. Could you air fry them? You could, but you would have to batter them and then freeze them, otherwise your batter is just going to fall off. So yes, but a lot more hassle. Anyway, oh yeah, I've got no bread cake to try them in. I have got mushy peas, but I'm not opening them. So okay, here we go. Hull patty. Okay. Now these, they're a cheap dish. They were made if fish was too expensive, but you still wanted a chippy tea. So for that, and just as I mean, sometimes they're served with a portion of chips. All those carbs. Sounds good to me. Not to my blood sugars. Obviously, sage is the predominant smell. The potato is hot, and I do mean hot all the way through. The batter is nice and crispy, not too thick. Well, I've made them. Would I make them again? I think they need something more. Sorry, people from Hull. I think perhaps some grated onion in there just to give a bit more flavour, but I've tried it. I don't dislike it. If I made them again, I would certainly add something to the potatoes too. But Hull Patties, thank you for watching. Thank you, Kay's Cooking, and any comments, write them down below. I'll be sure to reply, and don't forget to like and share. I'll see you again very soon in the kitchen with Pen. Bye bye for now.